Hello everyone and welcome back to another video movie review by EonTalk. I'm your host Ian, and today's review will be on the highly anticipated K-movie, Seobok. Directed by Lee Yong-ju, who also directed Possessed and Architecture 101, Seobok featured the leads Gong and Park Bo-gum. Just having these two A-listers in a single movie had immense ticket power, and adding genre elements of sci-fi and action enhanced that effect even greater. The film also had actors Woo-Jin, Park Byung-eun, and Chang Yong-nam. Seobok was originally supposed to come out last December. However, due to circumstances that I think we all know of now, the movie was delayed and made a simultaneous release in theaters as well as the Korean streaming service, TVing. And speaking of streaming services, if you would like to access more Korean content such as K-movies and K-dramas, I highly suggest using ExpressVPN to access the Korean Netflix and even other Korean streaming services. By using ExpressVPN, you can bypass geo restrictions, meaning you can be from anywhere around the world and access the Korean Netflix. If you'd like to access more Korean content, be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link in the descriptions or expressvpn.com/EonTalk and get 49% off an annual plan plus 3 extra months for free. Better yet, if you sign up and don't like the service, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning you can cancel anytime within the first 30 days. Getting back to the review, let's take a look at the detailed synopsis of Seobok before diving deeper into the review. Ki-yeon is a former special intelligence agent who quit his job and cut himself from the outside world after a traumatic event. One day, he suddenly receives an offer from the intelligence agency that he cannot refuse. His mission is to safely transfer Seobok, a highly confidential test subject made from stem cell cloning and genetic manipulation. However, they are suddenly bombarded mid-transfer, and Seobok, who spent his entire life inside the test laboratory, is intrigued by everything in the outside world, and Ki-yeon just wants to hurriedly complete his mission. And as the two set off on a special journey together, there are various organizations coming after the highly classified Seobok. Before getting into the good parts about Seobok, I'd just like to say that I'll be giving my thoughts and opinions of the movie from here on out. Therefore, there may be minor spoilers or parts about the movie that you may not want to hear before watching yourself. I'm going to keep spoilers to a minimum, if any, but please be aware of this. Okay then, now that we got that out of the way, let's get right into the good parts about Seobok. Seobok had a great start and really attracted my attention right from the start. It starts off very mysterious and sort of spooky, especially with this music and the vibe it creates. I very much enjoyed how it kicked off, and it made me even more anticipated for the remainder of the film. The movie was a mashup of genres. SF, supernatural, and action were some of the profound elements that could be found in Seobok. And if you hear these three genres in a single movie, there may be another Korean movie that comes to mind, the 2018 film The Witch Part 1 The Subversion. Seobok reminded me of The Witch Part 1 a lot, especially as it reached its latter half. It had some good action sequences, especially with the CGI effects, as well as good moments of suspense as well. The last 30 minutes of the film was very intense, and it was as if they saved all their budget for the last 30 minutes. Furthermore, the movie had great visuals and effects, and I really enjoyed some of the cinematic shots it had. Certain scenes were beautifully shot and mesmerizing, and some were even frightening at times as well, in a good way. Another thing that I found to be good about Seobok was that it posed some interesting ideas. There were moral and ethical dilemmas that makes the audience think. For example, are clones human? What's more scary, death or to live forever? One thought that really struck me was that the meaning of life comes from the fear of death, the desire to accomplish something in life before dying, which, to a certain extent, I do agree with. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Anyways, the movie poses these serious topics, but it also had humor every now and there to keep some lightness to the film. They're not LOL funny, but they're chuckle-worthy. Moreover, the acting was decent by everyone. There isn't really anything to complain about in terms of the performances, but wasn't anything to rave about either. It's starring Gong and Park Bo-gum, and that alone is a reason to watch. Okay, now that we took a look at the good parts about Seobok, let's take a look at what I found to be the bad parts. First, this isn't necessarily having to do with the movie itself, but I felt that the trailers gave away way too much. Just from the trailers, we're able to learn that Seobok is a top secret, genetically modified, immortal clone that needs to be transported to another secret spot. However, in the midst of the transport, they are attacked and the two lead set off on a special journey together. And to be honest, there really isn't much more to the story than that. Sure, there are backstories and such, but there wasn't anything that really added much value to the overall narrative. In short, there isn't much depth to the story, and I even felt that it tried too hard to force the emotions onto the audience at times. And finally, the story progression was pretty predictable and flowed as you would expect it to go. It slightly dragged near the end, but it wasn't too bad. Also, there was a twist, but it wasn't totally unseeable and doesn't really catch you off guard. Oh, and there was a logical fallacy that just kept bugging me. The two characters kept using the same car to travel that was exposed to the authorities. The organizations and the people that were chasing them had the car on record with the CCTV footage as well as the license plate number, but they just continued to travel with the same car. A detail, or not even a detail since it was a pretty big fallacy, that I felt was way too overlooked. All in all, Seobok was an entertaining sci-fi action flick, and having the two main leads of Gong and Park Bo-gum made it that much more enjoyable. If you like movies such as The Witch Part 1 The Subversion, I highly recommend watching this. Sure, the movie was pretty predictable and all, but it was an enjoyable journey, and as long as you don't have too high of an expectation, I think you'll have a decent time. I'll give Seobok a ticket price value of $10. And that concludes today's review on Seobok. Thank you to everyone that watched till the end, and I hope this review has given you some insight into the film. If you've seen or are planning to watch the movie, I'd love to hear your thoughts about the film, so please leave a comment or join the EonTalk Telegram group and we can further discuss over there. If you'd like to access more Korean content through streaming like Netflix, be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link in the descriptions to get 49% off an annual plan. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and would like more video movie reviews. Once again, thank you to everyone that watched till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
야, 너 배 안 고파?
너 거기서 평생 산 거라며? 그럼 거기서 뭐해? 하루 종일?
괜찮아. 아. 남기면 안 돼. 다 먹어야 돼.
왜?
그래야 건강하지.
왜 내가 건강해야 되는데? 영원하다는 건 어떤 거야?
끝이 없는 거지.
끝이 없다는 건 어떤 건데? 그게 다야? 하루 종일 검사하고 밥 먹고 평생을? 그럼 뭘 더 해요?
좀 천천히 가면 안 돼요?
왜?
구경 좀 하게요.
먹어 불겠다. 그 프로젝트라는 게 뭡니까?
지켜야 할 존재가 나타났다.
내가 죽지 않는 존재라서.
특별한 동행은 시작된다. 공, 박보검, 서복 4월 15일 대개봉.